Alright guys, welcome back to Beautiful Mind today. If you're new here, I'm Roland Attenborough. I'm the leading GANN scientific and analytical researcher. And thank you very much for having me as a guest. And a big shout out to everyone that's sending me pictures of their charts and just asking me questions about what's going on. Peace and love to y'all. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, so looking at this now, we knew that Bitcoin's going to do something when these two 45-degree angles here, this blue one right here, and this yellow 45-degree angle here, these two crossed on the exact day when we had the shake up and the move up. And as you guys know, our next angle is the 22.5-degree angle, and that is half of a 45-degree angle, and that's where we can expect to see resistance take place. So we have in fact a 1 times 2 angle that is cutting directly through our current overhead resistance right now. And this is getting really interesting. As I've told you, staying above this 45-degree angle here in blue indicates great strength. Breaking this 45-degree angle is showing weakness, and we would return back to this 1 times 2 angle and then of course drop down. Failing to get above this 1 times 4 angle right here, this is half of a 22.5-degree angle here, this angle. This is our next resistance points, guy. That's where it is. And how can we find that? Well, let's take our 45-degree angle, right? I've showed you on what GANN does on his charts, right? So our first one, here it is, right? We've crossed this 45 in this channel. Sitting above this 45-degree angle here is extreme strength. What's the next point that we could see? Well, let's just move this right up onto here. This is what you should be doing with your charts. I want you guys doing this. We got a crossing right here. So again, we've got another leap up, and it looks like our next point of resistance will be this. Once we get above this 1 times 4 angle right here, which is 11.5 degrees. All right. Once we get above this, it's this top area, and this is going to show a lot of strength. And these 45-degree angles here are crossing late May, and we have another one that's crossing in mid-June. So with that in mind, where would we expect another kick up? Well, we would just keep moving our 45-degree, right? These are our 45-degree trend lines. All we have to do is just pay attention to what's happened in the past and utilize those angles. And I've had a lot of comments about the counts and stuff. So yeah, 62-day counts. We've been experiencing many of those going back since the beginning. And our first major top at 31,000 in April, 2 years ago, or a year ago, sorry. Yeah, that's where our 62-day count started, and they've been reducing. However, 62 days from here would bring us exactly over to our next swing top. I just wanted to show you that because, you know, once we establish where these points are in time, so our next swing top, this was our 62 right here, right? And we sat back down on this 45-degree angle, right, from our May Day bottom. And I want to show you something again. So right here, this is the price of 57,000. We go out 57 days, 56, whatever, 58, right? Price and time has squared. That's right. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is exactly what Mr. GANN was in fact doing. This is how he would find these areas. And you'll note that it sat perfectly on our 1 times 2 angle. Not from our very bottom, but from our next kick up bottom, right here on this 45-degree angle, right? All my stuff is precise. So, and I want you to do that because this is what I'm trying to teach, and that's the message I want to get out to you. You know, to correctly apply the knowledge correctly. And from there, look, I mean, we're vibrating inside this channel now, right? These 1 times 2 angles here, we get above this, here, and right now it's definitely stating we're going to be retesting this top here, and if we don't suffer a rejection, then you can expect that we'll sit on top of this old top, and like Mr. GANN states, an asset is very, very strong. Once it breaks above its old all-time high and sits on it, you'd better buckle up and hold on, because that's when things get really wild. If we were to get rejected, then that would mean that we would be pushing back down and chewing on all of these low areas here. This whole area of the chart right here is, and not to forget, this long trend line, right? This goes back to, I think this is our 15,000 from our very bottom. And if we were to touch this, that would represent a good buying area. Getting below this would be a real big sign of some weakness, and we would be moving back down to our subsequent old bottoms, right? And we would have to get over, if we were to suffer a reaction up here and not get above these 45-degree angles, they would have to square out time periods, right, from our bottom. And that would mean that we would be running into these squaring periods, okay? But I want you to note right now, our last 45-degree angle swing top right here, we broke above that. So, and we're sitting on a 45-degree angle and moving up. So this is really indicative of market strength and a retesting of our tops and our old swing tops. So pay attention, right? Never sell the winner to buy the loser. Just because Bitcoin can make it back to 38,000 isn't a reason for you to get all crazy and sell your Bitcoin. I'd never do that. Never sell the winner to buy the loser. There's nothing more successful. None of your altcoins are worth anything. Seriously. Let's be real. In 12 years, there's nothing more successful than a $60,000 Bitcoin. That's right, all the people that told you you were a fool and crazy to invest in Bitcoin or mine Bitcoin, that's right, where are they today? They're not talking to you. That's right. Okay, so moving forward with all of this, guys, we're about to make some moves and maybe suffer some reactions. So let's just be mindful of that. Our first one, though, is going to be right here. This is going to be our next rejection is 69,000 right here, or an area where we will vibrate up to, and getting above this is going to mean terrific strength. So just hang in there, guys. And if you can, buy some gold and silver, like I've been stating, right? Go look at my charts back at 2011 when I bought silver, and I hand drew that GANN style chart all the way up. I'm actually going to put that one in the end screen so that you can go revisit that. That was pretty much one of the last times I started, or that I was hand drawing charts, GANN style charts. Now I do electronic style charts. They're just quicker and easier. However, I do prefer a hand-drawn chart. Why? Well, it doesn't hurt my eyes to look at. I don't need electricity, and it's always there and present. Nothing erases it. You know, if I don't have power or an internet connection, I can't look at the chart. But if I have a hand-drawn chart, I can make all the determinations quietly on a chart, and it just works out way better. And that's why William was so amazingly gifted at forecasting stocks by using a squared feature, using the square of 9 and using these angles. And he just went back and he counted all the cycles, right? And I teach forecasting. His forecasting cycles are the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 year, and some odd cycles, 1, 3, 5, 7, 15. So look at all these cycles, because history repeats itself, right? That's what happens. All right, so peace and love, guys, because we're just about to like come up here and touch upon this angle here, and I expect that to occur in the next day here. Where if we sit on top of this and have a little close here, it's quite likely that we push back up and we push through all this and we contact our next 45-degree angle right here. This would be another area where we would expect some type of overhead resistance. So let's just pay attention to that. So you guys just put on your 45-degree angles, watch them. We stay above this here. We're getting into a really strong channel, and if we don't come back to this and stay above this 45 right here, things are getting super hot, real hot. All right, guys, peace and love, and safe trading out there.